Good morning, all of you. So, in the last lecture, we were discussing the spin-spin coupling, and we have seen the coupling of the one type of proton with the one other proton, adjacent protons, two adjacent protons, or three adjacent protons, and we have seen the how the coupling is taking place when they are placed in an external magnetic field. There is nothing but the interaction of the spinning states of the one nuclei interacts with the spin state of the adjacent nuclei, and so this brings about the coupling, and so it gives rise to the different types of splittings of the signals, and so the different types of coupling different types of coupling are your first is the type of vicinal coupling. Vicinal coupling means the magnetically equal different protons on the adjacent carbon atoms, or it is also called as 1,4 coupling. And so here this type, that is the H. So this is your 1, 2, 3, and this is 4, and so it is termed as your 1,4 coupling, means they are at the position 1 is to 4 position from each other. So they occupy 1 is to 4 position with respect to each other, 1 is to 4 position with respect to each other, or, or as they are protons which are attached to the adjacent carbons, or protons attached to adjacent carbon is known as is known as vicinal coupling is known as vicinal coupling. And so this was one type, that is the vicinal coupling. Then the second is geminal coupling. Geminal coupling, or which is termed as 1,3 coupling. Geminal coupling or 1,3 coupling, that is when the protons are attached to the same carbon atom, when the magnetically different protons are attached to this same carbon atom, so that is at the 1 is to 3 position, so they are termed as 1 is to 3 position with respect to each other, is called as your 1,3 coupling, or protons attached to the same carbon, protons attached to the same carbon are coupled, and so it is called as your geminal coupling. And the third type is long range coupling. Long range coupling, when protons are relatively placed at 1, 5, 1, 6 position, when protons are at 1, 5 or 1, 6 etc positions, the coupling is known as long range coupling. Long range coupling. So in our studies, we are not including the long range coupling. We are just going to study the vicinal coupling and geminal coupling. And with respect to all these things, now when we are going to the point, that is the rules for spin coupling. Rules for spin coupling. So this is the important aspect that you are supposed to consider. That is the first point: chemically equivalent protons. Chemically equivalent protons. Chemically or magnetically equivalent protons do not couple. Do not couple. Or chemically and magnetically different protons chemically different protons couples with each other. Means chemically equivalent or magnetically equivalent protons do not couple. This is the most important thing. And chemically different protons couples with each other. Then the second aspect of this is the multiplicity of the signal. Multiplicity of the signal. Multiplicity of the signal is given by n plus 1, where small n is the total number of neighboring protons or adjacent protons. Then the third point, here we have seen that the multiplicity of the signal is given by the n plus 1 rule, where n is the total number of neighboring protons. Then comes your third point of the rules, the third rule, that is the relative intensity of the peak. Relative intensity of the peak or signal in the multiplet is given by Pascal's triangle. Pascal's is given by Pascal's triangle. Fourth, during splitting, chemical shift value of proton remains unchanged remains unchanged or same remains unchanged, or it we can say it is same. So the fifth important point that we are supposed to keep in our mind, that protons in highly different chemical environment do not couple. Means the examples here, the OH protons, NH protons, SH, they do not couple. These protons do not couple. Then sixth, under exceptional condition, under exceptional condition, protons of OH can couple. Example, ultra pure sample of ethanol. Ultra pure sample of ethanol shows two triplets. So this is the very exceptional case, and so here we cannot consider it all the while. This is the exceptional case, very ultra pure sample of this ethanol will show this. And the last point, the separation between the peak, the separation between the peaks within a multiplet, within a multiplet is known as coupling constant is known as coupling constant, and that is denoted by J and measured in CPS. And so the mutually coupled protons mutually coupled protons have same coupling constant same coupling constant means the protons which are mutually coupled with each other will show the same coupling constant value. So what is coupling constant? So we have seen the coupling, so in the spin coupling, now the coupling constant Jn is expressed in hertz. And so the separation between the multiplate within the peak is known as coupling constant. The separation between the peaks within a multiplate is known as coupling constant. And so here, what is this coupling constant? So here we will just see the spectrum of ethyl chloride, and in this, so if this is the peak of TMS at 0 hertz, 0 delta, 0 delts per million, and we get a triplet here. This is the triplet, and here we are getting a quartet. And so here the CH3 CH2 Cl, here this is A and this is B. This is the peak due to A, that is CH3, and this is the peak due to B, that is CH2. And here this is your JAB. JAB means here this coupling constant, this distance, the separation between this is termed by J, and here this is termed as J. And so this is your JAB, and this is your JAB. This is your JBA, and this is your JBA. Here again this is JBA. Means the coupling constant of B with A, coupling constant of B with A. Here this is A with B. Means these are the mutually coupled protons. These are the JAB is equal to JBA is equal to 7 hertz. That is coupling constant for mutually coupled protons. Mutually coupled protons is same. So this is the point that we are supposed to consider here. So here the mutually coupled protons have the same coupling constant value, and the value of coupling constant, the value of coupling constant J is independent of applied magnetic field, of applied magnetic field is independent of the applied magnetic field or the radio frequencies, and this helps us to determine the the stereochemistry of the molecules also. So the different coupling constants values of some patterns are given here for your understanding. And so this different values of the coupling constant, that is coupling constants coupling constants for some structural patterns that is the one C, H, C, this H and H. This is your vicinal coupling, and the coupling constant, that is J values, are 7 to 9 hertz, are 7 to 9 hertz. Here the carbon-carbon free rotation is possible. Free rotation is possible. In alkanes it is possible. So, and it is in alkanes. But if we just see the vicinal coupling in alkenes, vicinal coupling in alkenes, so here vicinal coupling alkenes, and that too for the cis molecule, alkenes, that too for the cis molecule, or the third type will be your C double bond C H H, that is the vicinal alkenes, and these are trans. So for the cis it is 9 to 12 hertz, and here it is 13 to 18 hertz. Then for geminal alkene, geminal geminal alkene, it is 0 to 3 hertz, means they are on the same carbon atom. Then in the aromatic compounds, if there are different substituents, and if they are placed at the ortho positions, the ortho coupling is said, ortho coupling, and this is from 6 to 9 hertz. Then the meta coupling, meta coupling, it is 0 to 3 hertz. And last one, that is para coupling. For para coupling it is 0 to 1 hertz. So these are the different coupling constant values which helps us to determine the position of the magnetic nuclei, which are different in magnetically different, what is the location, and so from the spectrum we can determine all these things. So here we come to the last point of this topic, and that is the applications, that is the applications of PMR spectroscopy, applications of PMR in organic chemistry, in organic chemistry. So first, it helps to find out number of protons, to find out number of types of protons, types of proton in a molecule, and that is the number of signals, the number of signals in the spectrum, in the number of signals in the spectrum is equal to number of types of protons, is equal to number of types of protons, number of types of protons. Second, integration of the signal, of the signal gives the number of each type of proton, each types of proton, each types of protons, then each types of protons. Then the third, the position of the signal, the position position of the signal tells us the chemical environment of the proton means whether it is shielded or deshielded. That is shielding, deshielding, or shielding means the amount of electron density around the protons is explained by the position of the signal. Then the multiplicity of the signal tells us the number of neighboring protons, number of neighboring protons. So the multiplicity means the splitting pattern tells us the number of neighboring protons. The coupling constant J can be used to determine the stereochemistry of proton. The stereochemistry of protons, and if they we can determine the so in this way we can determine the structure of an organic compound by using the PMR spectroscopy. And so here today we will conclude with this topic, and means we are not concluding the topic, but the theoretical aspect, the understanding of this topic, the theme of this topic has been concluded. But how to use this technique to determine the structure of an organic molecule from the given molecular formula and the spectral data, that we want to learn. And we will learn all these things again in the next topic by just taking a recap of the topic and how to solve the problems that we will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you very much.